I never thought one summer night could change the way I looked at my life and the people in it. It started quietly, no different from any other evening. Yet somehow it slowly blurred the lines between comfort and curiosity, loyalty and desire. If anyone had warned me that night would shake everything I believed about love and trust, I would have brushed it off with a smile. But life doesn't always test you through chaos or tragedy. Sometimes it does so through soft, ordinary moments that expose who you really are. That summer, I was 25, young enough to feel unsure of my direction, yet old enough to think I clearly knew right from wrong. I had married into a large, affectionate family a few years before, the kind that filled every corner with noise and warmth, especially during summer when the house was never truly quiet. When my husband left for a long work trip, he didn't want me spending those weeks alone, so his younger brothers suggested staying over to keep the house alive. At the time, it seemed harmless. We had always shared a comfortable bond, something easy and familiar that felt safe. But as the days went on, something in the atmosphere subtly changed in ways I couldn't quite explain. What began as simple company slowly grew into something much more complex. Our evenings were spent cooking meals together, watching old films, and talking late into the night. There was laughter and playful teasing, shared stories from the past, but also silences that lingered a second too long, and looks that carried feelings no one dared to name. It started so softly that it nearly escaped my attention. One of them carried an easy confidence, the type whose charm came naturally, who could make people laugh without effort. The other was more reserved, watchful, the kind who picked up on subtle changes, unspoken moods, and quiet pauses. There was a steadiness to him that pulled people in without saying a word. As the summer went on, the tension I kept pushing aside seemed to grow stronger. It wasn't loud or dramatic, but a muted awareness that settled in quietly, living in the space between heartbeats, right before you understand that something has shifted. One night, after a long day that felt endless, they suggested we play a game to lift the mood. Something simple and innocent to pass the time. It began playfully, with laughter filling the living room, light jokes, and friendly banter. Yet as the hours slipped by, the atmosphere slowly changed. The questions became more personal, the challenges edged closer to discomfort. A look lasted a moment too long, and suddenly I realized I was standing at a crossroads I never saw approaching. I tried to dismiss it, convincing myself it was just the late hour, the quiet isolation, the break from normal life. But deep inside, I could feel the shift in the air. It wasn't just about attraction, it was about connection, that unexpected pull that happens when people begin to see each other differently. When the game finally ended, the silence that followed spoke louder than anything that could have been said. We all felt it, the heaviness of words that almost surfaced and the ones that never did. No one acknowledged it, yet it lingered like an unanswered question hanging in the room. That night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling, restless, uneasy, and quietly afraid of what the next day might reveal. Morning came wrapped in an unnatural stillness. We moved through our routines cautiously, each of us pretending nothing had shifted, even though everything had. The rest of that summer passed with me trying to make sense of what had truly occurred, not just between us, but inside my own heart. It wasn't about betrayal or guilt, it was about awareness, about realizing how easily emotions can change when loneliness, warmth, and curiosity become tangled together. That summer taught me that life doesn't always draw sharp boundaries between right and wrong. Sometimes it leaves you standing in the gray, struggling to understand feelings that refuse to fit neatly into rules or expectations. I can't explain exactly how it all concluded, only that I walked away different. Some moments don't leave wounds, they leave understanding. And sometimes the people you least anticipate become the reflection that shows you who you truly are.